Strategic back again. What's going on, guys? I got a real interesting video for you guys today. This happened in 2023, but at the end of this video, I actually have the resolution for you. So we're going to figure out what happened in this case. This is heinous accusations against this transgendered female who was a male who transitioned to a female. And when this female was a male and identified as a male, they actually were married and fathered a number of children, I think 3 or 4 kids. But the most important thing is that 2 of those kids, an 8-year-old son and a 9-year-old daughter, he's accused of abusing for years. And finally, when those kids left his custody and went to the custody of the mother who left him because he decided to transition, well, they came forward to the mother and said, hey, listen, this is what dad has been doing to us for years. I want to see or show you guys and react together the interaction with the police coming and putting this guy into custody. And then after that, his female into custody. And then after that, I want to go ahead and tell you guys a resolution of this case. And it'll be surprising for you when you see how this case ended.
I'm getting arrested.
Take a seat.
Why? For that shit.
Take a seat.
I'm trying.
Take a seat.
For what?
On April 12th, 2023, Bloomington police officers were dispatched to a residence with an arrest warrant for Michelle, a transgender woman who was accused of...
Hold on. Before we go any further, big shout out to Police Insider who got this video. Please go to Police Insider's website, their YouTube page, and check the video out for yourself without my commentary, and check out the other videos that they have. I'm going to go ahead and hit that thumbs up right there, which is what you should do for my show as well. And I'm also going to hit the subscribe. I want to see the interaction with this individual. Let's do it.
I heard somebody out there.
So we stopped.
My son?
Yeah, we stopped somebody that we thought was coming from this area.
Yeah, he came from here. He was just going to Miller Park to meet some friends from what he told me.
Well, there's been some issues in the area with some stolen vehicles and some burglaries and some other stuff.
Okay.
So that's why
he just got home from school. He's been here and he literally just left like maybe 5 minutes ago to go up to Miller Park.
Okay.
So.
All right. Are you Michelle?
I am.
Okay. Also, you go by Michelle or you go by?
Michelle.
Okay. All right. Michelle, I need to let you know that you have a warrant for your arrest.
Okay.
Okay. Why don't you step down here for me? We'll get you some shoes. Okay.
What do I have a warrant for?
Well, you have a warrant for predatory criminal sexual assault.
All right, so predatory criminal sexual assault, basically, that's the, I think this is this New Mexico. This is their charge for going after a child, basically, right? So first of all, I just want to say I really like the way that this officer approached this. You'll find out in just a little bit that what he's saying about burglaries is total made up, total bull crap. Just to put this subject at ease and let them not know, oh, I'm about to come grab you, engage them with little conversation, basically say, hey, we're interested in crime that's happening in the community, whatever, get the subject's guard down, and then you get close enough to put hands on them. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. You always get a hand on the person. And that's one way, that's a one way of showing force, right? To get compliance. That hand on a person. I put hands on bodybuilders. I put hands on people as tall as basketball players. I put hands on people, super short. It doesn't matter. When that hand go on them, if they're going to fight you, they're going to fight you. There's nothing that would have stopped that. All right. But usually when that hand is on them, their psyche says, you got me. They already got hands on me. You got me. And they usually give up. If you don't put hands on them and you let them have that distance, they'll think about running, they'll think about fighting, all that good stuff. But when you get that hand on them, just one hand on that hand, whatever hand you choose on that subject, it's like a psychological thing. It's like an instinct that's embedded in us. For most people, it's going to be, oh, they got hands on me. I give up. You got me. All right, let's keep going. I also love the way he tells him what he's arrested for.
What time is it? Can you guys call my fiance
3:26
and let her know that because she's come home and get my son?
Yep.
What's her number?
I can get it for you right there.
Let me double lock these.
Okay.
Step forward for me. Just a second. Yep. There you go.
Yep.
Paul one, we're gonna have one in custody.
I'm just cracking my knuckles. I'm sorry.
Fine, dude. Here, I don't know how.
You just swipe up on it. Yeah, and then you can hit the middle piece. Yep, right there. Right there. No, you were on it right there. And then hit my love.
Look for my, oh,
Right
that
there,
one?
Yep. And then call. You're going to put it on speaker.
So,
Do you need shit?
so it appears that this transgendered individual identifies as a lesbian in that they are still interested in biological females. Just want to point that out because he just said, hit my love, etc., etc. You're going to hear now from his new paramour. Once again, he has been divorced from his wife because of his transition. This is his new girlfriend. Let's keep going.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
probably.
better get him some shoes.
I need you to answer right now.
Hi,
Oh
sorry,
my
I can't
God.
answer the
Come
phone
on,
right now,
answer.
but if you want, leave a
Can you hold on one
message.
more time, please?
You want to bring my car around?
Yeah.
You guys should also know that Michelle understood that this was coming. Now, Michelle didn't necessarily know that the cops were necessarily there for them when the interaction first happened. I'm pretty sure it was like, oh my, they're coming to get me. And then the officer started talking about burglaries and car thefts. And they're like, oh, okay, I'm good. And then it came back again like, oh man, no, they got me. But the ex-wife called Michelle up, which people do all the time. I don't know why they do this, but it's just human nature. As a professional, I don't want people to do this, but it's human nature for people to call up the accused and say, what did you do? You're going to go to jail. I'm going to call the cops. You never want to do that because you take options away from law enforcement and how they investigate these cases. There's things that sometimes we like to do without the subjects knowing that we're after them. So if you're encountered with a situation where a child or a loved one or somebody comes to you or even yourself are victims of a sex crime, do not, under any circumstances, reach out to the perpetrator. Immediately contact law enforcement and be guided by them. But the ex-wife said, you bastard, you horrible person, you did this to our children, you're gonna go to jail. So Michelle already knew that this was gonna happen. You know what Michelle did? We'll learn later on. Michelle destroyed her phone. The phone that had videos and pictures of him abusing the children and videos and pictures of his wife when they were together, and he was showing both of their biological children the nasty movies that he made with the wife when he identified as a male and was married in that union to groom his own children. Think about that. Think about how horrible that is, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, showing pornographic material is a part of grooming. We know that. Everybody who's into true crime, everybody who's into law enforcement and has a training, you know that this is what happens. But to use pornographic material with your parents, with the parents, is just mind-boggling, diabolical. Not only are these children traumatized with what has happened to them and what happened to them and what is going to happen to them with the father abusing them, but they're also traumatized with seeing their parents engaging in X activities. This person is a monster, a bona fide monster. Let's keep going.
James's daughter had accused him of sexually assaulting her regularly over the several years that she had lived with him. She stopped living with him in 2022 when the last incident had happened. The 9-year-old boy also revealed that his father had abused him regularly since he was 4 years old.
So was it really break-ins or is that a shit story?
No, that's a story.
Yeah, I figured.
So, go ahead and just take a seat for me, okay?
Let me call you right
No, I'm getting arrested
Take a seat.
Why?
for that
Take a seat.
I'm trying.
Take a
I'm
seat.
For
trying.
what?
You're on speaker, okay? This is Sergeant Shively with the Bloomington Police Department.
Hi.
So, Michelle has a warrant for criminal sexual assault. So,
Well,
she's going to be going to the county jail.
why is she getting arrested? There's been like nothing.
Okay, I'm just letting you know. Listen for me, okay? I'm letting you know that there was a warrant issued today. We are the middleman. I don't know anything about the case. We just go ahead and serve the warrants. Okay? So I'm letting you know that she's going to be going to the county jail.
So this woman on the phone knows about the allegations that were made by the children. Michelle knew. And listen to her reaction. It amazes me how people will stick with these predators. They'll feel sorry for them. They'll fight for them. They'll support them. They'll stick by their sides. It amazes me how this is possible, but yet it is possible and it happens every freaking day. But let's keep going.
Okay, where do I need to go?
Where do you need to go?
Well,
You need to get Braden. He's gonna be home. Michael needs to come home now.
where's Michael
Look
at?
at his face.
He was going to Miller Park. That's who you.
Look at the face. Look at the guilt in the face. Look at the guilt. Michelle knows it's over. Michelle knows that it's over. Michelle is guilty as sin, and we'll figure that out later.
You guys ran into.
Okay. So do you have Michael's phone number?
Yeah.
Why don't you make that your first priority? Call Michael and go pick him up.
All right, so what's troubling to me is that Michael is a minor, all right? I think he's 15 years old. I think there's another kid as well that's younger than that. All of these kids need to be taken to the Department of Family Services or whatever they call it in the state. They should not be staying with his girlfriend or anybody else. You have allegations of sex abuse with children. All of those children, even Michael, who's 15, need to be interviewed to figure out if they were victims, and then they need to be placed in a safe environment because that 15-year-old is his son. That 15-year-old could have been abused by him when he was young. You know, right now, this whole letting him call the girlfriend and the girlfriend get these remaining children that are getting off buses and stuff like that. You'll hear about that in a little bit. That's unprofessional. That's out of bounds. That is not safe for the children. That should not be standard operating procedures in this town. But then again, man, when it comes to these small towns, you see a whole lot of things happen that just shouldn't happen, but they happen because that's small town life, I guess. Let's keep going.
Unless, how old is Michael?
Michael's 15.
Michael's 15.
Okay.
Still a
so
minor.
can Michael just come back to the house and be by himself?
Yeah, he can watch them. He can watch them both.
Yes.
Okay. So why don't you just call Michael and tell Michael to come back home, and then that way you know where he is.
Michael's not an adult. He's a child that might be a victim of abuse from this monster. So that's not, that's just not a viable, it's not viable. I'm sorry. I don't even know how that works, but let's keep going.
That.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Do you have any? I mean, I know you got a lot of questions, but unfortunately, I don't have a lot of answers for you.
Call Dad. Call Brian. And
Okay, so I need to get you some shoes.
Dude,
Yeah.
All right.
Get off the
So
phone.
we're gonna walk in,
Okay.
so we can get you some shoes.
Okay.
All right.
Everything's right
Okay.
there.
I'm gonna hang up the phone. Okay, ma'am.
so where do I need to go?
You
Honestly,
need to go to hell. That's where you need to go, supporting this beast that's sitting on these stairs.
there's
For Michelle.
there's nowhere to go.
Do I have a bond at all?
1 million.
Well, your warrant is $1 million. So it'll be probably $1 million, 10%. So that's $100,000.
Yeah.
So
I'm not getting
that's what I'm saying. You don't need to go anywhere.
I'm not getting out, is what they're saying. Not till court.
Yeah, you'll have to go to court, and then there'll be she'll be able to make some phone calls.
Call
Okay.
Dad. Call Brian.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Leaving my phone here.
Okay.
First of all, he said he's leaving the phone there, and I think the officers allowed him to leave the phone. I would not, first of all, it's not it's just a rule of thumb. You never leave a phone. Phones always, if you find a phone on a person, on their body, that needs to be vouchered as arrest evidence. You have to. You cannot leave a phone. Phones have evidence in it. Period. Phones have evidence. You always take the phone as evidence if it's on a person's body. Let's keep going.
That way you have the number, because I don't think you have Brian's number. It's in my phone.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna hang up the phone now.
Okay.
Prior to his arrest, James had learned of the accusations made against him through his ex-wife. He then destroyed his phone, which contained pornographic images that he showed his children while abusing them. Some of those nudes were of his ex-wife, who had parted ways with him after he came out as a transgender woman.
Okay, so we can walk to the
pants right there. I don't know if you knew. I didn't.
yeah.
Okay. Can you help me out?
Yeah, we'll walk to the door, and then we'll just get whatever's there, okay? Because I don't want to dig around anything. It's not my intention.
Like right there. They're like right there.
Okay. Well, what are they?
Shoes.
Well, can you describe them for me, and I'll just grab them?
I don't know.
Okay, let's
They're
walk
like
up.
literally right inside the door here. Literally right.
Then we'll put your phone inside.
I'm trying to ask Maz if he needs the phone. Hey, do you need the phone?
Does not.
Okay, never mind. All right, cool. All right.
The dogs are way up in the front porch.
Why would you not take that phone? I don't understand it. How can you be so sure that there's nothing in that phone? How can you be so sure of that? That's ridiculous that you would leave that phone. That doesn't make any sense to me. And this guy is adamant that the dude doesn't need it. I would say shame on the investigator if the investigator said, nah, leave the phone. You may find nothing, okay, but you may find something. Why would you leave that as an unknown? I don't know. And the fact that when this person says that their shoes is right inside the door, and then the officer's like, all right, well, I'll just go get it for you. And they're like, nah, you know, that makes me wary. That makes me wary. I'd be like, yo, listen, I'm not bringing you over there. I don't know if there's a dog in there. I don't know if there's another person in there. These officers did not clear that apartment. They don't know if somebody else is in there. Somebody armed is in there. We don't know. So I'd say, listen, either you give me permission to open that door and pull whatever shoes is right by the door, or you come in without shoes. No big deal. I'm not going to get in trouble for that. We did not clear that house. We don't know if that house is safe. I'm not going to that house. Once again, people, small town police departments. I'm not trying to just dump on this police department. They did a good job. Whoever did the investigation was able to round those corners and get justice for this family. But tactics is crazy sometimes when you watch these small town police departments.
So,
Which ones you want?
Roger, Dodger.
yep. The one's here as well with me.
We're not going to sit here till you accessorize with your skirt. We're not sitting on, I don't know, so many shoes to choose from. Which one do I want to go to jail looking pretty in? No, we're not sitting here for that, dude. Grab whatever shoes you see, put it on this monster's feet, and take them to jail. And we're going to read about the extent of what this person did at the end of the video.
Okay,
Can we just pick like one of these?
Oh, yeah, I'll take these right here.
Can you
Yeah.
put them on just like this?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Just hold on, I'll help you. Where would you like me to keep your phone?
Just right there.
Okay.
Ah, man. Terrible.
I appreciate it. I'm
Terrible.
trying to be good with y'all.
Yeah, fine, dude.
I'm a lady.
Sorry. How do you want us to secure this?
And that's the thing. Like, I say dude too. I call everybody dude, but if you say it to certain people, it could be construed that you're trying to misgender them, which I'm not about that life. I'm all about laissez-faire, let people live however they want to live and respect people as human beings. So it is what it is. But you say dude, it's just a colloquial term, like just for everybody. But no, I'm not a dude, I'm a lady. Okay, you got it. Got it, ma'am. You wasn't acting like a lady when you was diddling those kids, but yeah, respect.
Just shut it, Tom.
Just shut it. That's secured. All right.
Where am I going? This side or that side?
Other side.
This side?
Yep.
Okay. I'm not going nowhere.
I know you're not. Just go ahead and take a seat in the front.
Oh my God, this is like the third video I've seen from different police departments out west and down south where they are allowing subjects to sit in a front seat. This is bananas. What kind of policy is this? This is like a suicidal policy. What if the person slips out of their cuffs and starts fighting with you for the wheel? You put them in the back in a cage. You spend that extra money, you put them in the back with a cage. Most cops are right-handed. That means that your gun is going to be exposed to the subject who's sitting right next to you. All they have to do is get their hands out the cuff. Some people can dislocate their thumbs. Some people are very flexible. They're double jointed, whatever. Get their hands out the cuffs. Keep them behind them until you're not looking, till you're looking both ways to make sure there's no oncoming traffic. And you're going to make your left hand turn while you're looking to the left to make sure everything is safe. They reach and grab your gun and blow your brains out. Come on, man. This is a bad policy. These places need to stop this. Let's keep going.
I'll lend to her and eat just real quick while we wait for the confirmation.
Okay.
Can somebody make sure that they wait here till my oldest gets here?
Is that Michael?
Yeah. Wait till he gets here. That way my other son's gonna be getting here like any minute off the bus. Cause it's what, 3:30ish? Cause he gets here at 3:45. So I don't want him.
Well, there's a bus right there. It's 3:33.
Yeah, cause my youngest gets off the bus here any minute. I don't want him to be alone.
Okay. So my thing is, I'm gonna wait for a little bit. Okay.
I mean,
but
he should be here any minute. He's probably coming back right now.
How is it? You said Michael, right?
Michael, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, my oldest, the one you guys ran into.
Hold on, Manny.
Yeah.
So Michael is 15 years old. Michael has a cell phone, most likely. Michael can call your love, the one that was crying for you on the phone, and she'll explain to the fact that Michael's dad has been arrested for abusing little children. And then Michael most likely will probably breathe a sigh of fresh air, knowing that finally his father's paying for what he most likely did to him as well. These abusers are prolific, ladies and gentlemen. They don't stop with one victim. Once it's in their brain that they're going to do this, they will victimize. They're like a disease. They will victimize everybody in their path until they get stopped. Everybody. They're cancers of families. This man is a walking cancer. A walking cancer. And I'm pretty sure he ate all his children up. He hurt every single one of them. Guarantee it. Let's keep going.
During interrogation, James alleged that he could never abuse his children because he himself was abused by his elder brother.
You see, they'll tell you anything. That's why when you're in that interrogation room, you believe nothing. That's why I'm so skeptical on this show. That's why, when we talk about stuff like, Maddie's father and all, I'm very skeptical, on, the relationship they had. I'm skeptical on Jen Soto. I'm skeptical on all these people. Why? Because you don't believe what people say. I'm skeptical on what families say. You don't believe what anybody says. You don't believe it because everybody lies. Everybody lies. Every single person lies, ladies and gentlemen. When you're in that interrogation room, you believe nothing. This guy was legitimately abused when he was a kid. He was. That's why he's so screwed up now. But he was not above using his own trauma to try and gain sympathy from the interrogator to believe that he would be incapable of doing what he did. I got abused and raped by my brother. Why would I ever do that to somebody else? But the interrogator had a good comeback for him because that interrogator is experienced and knows what he's doing. Listen to what the interrogator said to him after he made this horrendous statement.
When he was a child and knew how it felt, the officer told him that in his experience, the ones inflicting trauma had often faced a severe form of it in their past.
Boom. Boom. This dude tried to use his trauma to shield him from being accused of being a monster, a predatory monster. And the detective outwitted him rather, and said, no, the science shows that people just like you, not all, to all the survivors and warriors we have out there who've experienced this type of trauma and have never passed that trauma along to somebody else, never created generational trauma with victims because they were a victim. Kudos to those people. But some people who have been victimized when they were young or experienced trauma, period, no matter what age, they end up being perpetrators themselves. And that's science right there. And that's what the detective hit him with. Like, nah, that's not an excuse. Because guess what? You are more likely, because you were a victim, to inflict trauma on somebody else. Let's keep going.
Hyperventilate in situations, so I'm trying to just breathe.
What's the zip code out here? Give me a second. I gotta secure my firearm, then I'll let you out.
Secure his firearm is to put it in the trunk. I thought he had like a lock box or something in there. My man just put it in the trunk. Okay, I hear you, man. I tell you, small town police, and they do the best they can with what they have. It is what it is.
Have a seat there, unless you
Gotta love those lockup doors, man. Big, strong, metal, and heavy.
understand.
You said unless I want to stand?
Yeah. Michelle is ready.
James even argued that he could not sustain an erection to even successfully do such a thing because he was on HRT hormones. James was indicted on 5 counts of predatory criminal sexual assault. After the indictment, he was issued a $1 million bond warrant.
All right, I want to go ahead and read you guys the outcome of the case. First, we'll start with the additional charges that this guy was hit with. Michelle, this female was hit with. Michelle Blessent, who used to go by the name James, has been indicted on 3 new charges. The Bloomington police refer to him as Michelle and as a woman in their press release. Blessent has been in custody at the McLean County Detention Facility since his arrest in April on the original charges involved the first victim in this investigation with 5 counts of predatory criminal sexual assault, of a victim under 13. Blessent's new charges are predatory criminal sexual assault of a victim under 13, grooming, and exploitation of a child less than 17. Blessent remains in custody at the McLean County Detention Facility. All suspects are presumed innocent unless proven guilty in a court of law, states a press release, and sent to by BPD. When cities asked Brant Presley about the original charges in April, he said law enforcement are treating the assault as a woman because that's how treating the arrest as a woman because that's how Michelle Blessent identifies. Also in April, cities asked about the extent of the crime in Illinois. Sexual assault is defined as an act of sexual penetration by force or in a situation where the victim cannot give consent. For the victim's sake, this publication in BPD has concealed details about the alleged penetration. So good, I respect that. Let's keep going. And I think I said New Mexico. This is in Illinois, I believe. Yep. So now let's go ahead and read the outcome of this. Bloomington resident has been sentenced to 87 years in prison after pleading guilty to charges stemming from 2 child sexual assault cases. And I want to say, you know, I don't know what factors came in with this individual deciding to plead guilty, but I have some semblance of respect when you plead guilty and you save the children from having to testify to what you did to them. All right. And so, listen, this person's a horrible person and they did horrible things to their most precious cargo, their children, and they deserve to rot in prison, which they will. But at least in the end, they did the right thing by owning up to what they did and accepting their punishment because, I mean, they really had nothing to lose. They took a deal for 87 years, pleading guilty. 87 years. That's a life sentence in prison. That's a life sentence in prison. So it's either they went to trial and got life, or they pled guilty and got 87 years, which is life. So they had nothing to lose. So I give them props for actually taking the time to own up for what they did. So let's keep going. Michelle Blasent, 35, pleaded guilty Monday to 2 counts of predatory criminal sexual assault of a victim under the age of 13 and 1 count of grooming, according to a news release from the Bloomington Police Department. A judge sentenced Blasent to 84 years combined for the 2 count of predatory sexual assault and 3 years for the charge of grooming. Blasent will not be eligible for parole until 2095 due to the state's truth in sentencing law, the release said. The men and women of the Bloomington Police Department strive to hold violent offenders accountable through diligent and effective investigations. BPD Chief Jamal Symington said in a statement, the unfortunate victims in these cases deserve the best possible outcomes, and I pray the deliverance of justice helps with the healing process. I pray so too for that as well for those children. Blasent was first arrested in April 2023, which we just saw, following a grand jury's indictment of 5 counts of predatory criminal sexual assault. These children already had to go and testify before a grand jury. It's very sad, and it is what it is. I'm so happy that this was the outcome. Now I'd like to check and see if we can find Michelle in what prison they're in. Let's take a look. All right, Michelle Blasent, and that's going to be, they have him identified as a male, gender male, race white, Illinois Department of Corrections. So Michelle is going to be housed in a male facility. Michelle is currently at the Logan Correctional Center. They have an open case. This is for, I guess, let's see here, court, record details. The disposition is unknown. The case is still open. Bloomington, Illinois. Yep, they've been going to court all this time. We got June. It was the last time they were in court. It was a hearing, pre-trial hearing. So they are going to trial on another case. They are going to trial on another case. So this is still ongoing. It is what it is. When this case is over, I will attempt to foil the interview that Michelle did with law enforcement. All right, guys, I really appreciate you guys showing love and coming and join me today as we did a reaction to the body-worn camera footage, and then we got some updates on this case, which is really good news. So really good news. This person's going to be incarcerated for a very long time. I really do appreciate the support that everybody's giving the channel. Please consider becoming a member of the Strategic Eyes Show. The Strategic Eyes Show has affordable memberships for everyone. So hopefully you'll support the channel and help keep us around. Also, we want to give a big shout out to everybody who is joining the channel. Make sure that you change all your notifications to all so that whenever I drop a new video, you guys can get notified and you can be a part of the family, be a part of the discussion. And lastly, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Make sure that you engage in the comment section. And if you have nothing to say because you just wanted to watch the show and that's it, just take it all in, please at least say where you're from or leave a thumbs up in the comment section or smiley face or something. That's all called engagement. And the more engagement that we get, the farther the reach of our show will be, the more people YouTube will show our show to. So please support the channel, help a small growing YouTube channel who's trying to give a voice to the voiceless, to speak for these defenseless people who are victimized by monsters that live amongst us. I'm Strategic Eyes, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.